Hi, I'm Peter Fetterolf. I'm the CTO at ACG. I'm going to give you a brief overview of our freemium version of our BAE 5G planning tool. Before we get into that, I just wanted to give you a short overview of our business analytics engine, or BAE platform. It's a very, very flexible business economic simulation tool targeted at cloud, NFV, and networks. With this tool, we can do very customized models, or we have very use case specific user interfaces. And the tool basically does, the platform does the simulation, and then we have some very rich graphic output. So what we're going to talk about today is our freemium version of our 5G planning tool. And I just want to give you a quick overview. The first thing you have to do is go to the link, the website, log in, and qualified premium users will have a login account. Now you see a whole list of various scenarios. So the scenarios are essentially different models with different characteristics. So the first thing to do is to create a new scenario. So when you create a new scenario, you hit that and you select what type of scenario. Right now here we've got the 5G option. So I'm going to select that, hit OK. Okay, and now I'll give this a name. So we'll say this is demo one scenario, and then over here I can select the template. So basically I've got, and we can have many different types of templates here for paid subscription users. We can do all kinds of customized templates for specific regions. Right now I've got North America and Europe as the regions. When I select one of these, we'll say it's Europe. It will pre-populate all the information with the data for that template, okay? And now basically I've got a number of general inputs here. So, you know, various configurations for the scenario, greenfield, brownfield, etc. Some cost inputs, how many data centers I have. I can then have some detailed demand input. And this again is pre-populated with the data from my template. So I've got you know, default market data in terms of number of 4G, 5G smartphones, some of my penetration rates, the service share between 4G and 5G, and then traffic data. And then I've got data on cell sites, which is again the number of cell sites in that region, penetration rate of the cell sites, because I might have a certain number of cell sites, but specific service provider only has X number of those, and then a distribution of my X-Hole technology. And then finally, I have a tab for expenses where I can put in a lot of detailed data around expenses. Now for the freemium version, this is grayed out, so this is available to paid subscribers for the expenses. So after I decide, okay, what are all my inputs, or do I just leave the default values, I can hit run, and now what it's doing is it's creating that scenario, it's running the model, and now I can see a lot of the detail around the scenario. So I have kind of a KPI page where I can see a lot of data around cash flow. I've got financial indicators, so I can look at my margin, or I can look at my revenue, and I've got units of KPIs, and then I've got other detailed charts and data, as well as then there's a lot of other visualization capabilities. So I can look at expenses, and then, for example, I can double click down into the RAN. I can say, okay, I got my radios, antenna, labor. I can click down into radios and get some more detail around that. And I also have the ability to look at a Sankey chart in terms of how expenses flow. Okay, so anyway, there's a lot of rich visualization. The other thing, before going through a lot of this information, I'll just show you, these are essentially the cash flow tables. So this is all the detail around the cash flow, and these tables can be exported into Excel. Now, if I want to go and change the input values at any time, I just go over here to the 5G settings. I come back again to the settings. I can make any changes I want, and I can either do a save, which means save that into the scenario that I've created, or I can do a save as, which essentially means create a new scenario with that model. Whenever I create new scenarios, they also become available as a new template when I create a new model. So we'll have other videos that'll go through more detail, but that's kind of the short introduction primer. So thanks a lot for watching.